So this is different. So the first part of the stream, we're going to be picking a faction from our multiplayer tomorrow. We have a multiplayer with a bunch of people. Can't give an exact number. It depends on how many show up. There should be at least 3, maybe more. So yeah, it should be pretty good. Now, we played this last week. I got defeated as a Megacorp. 2 of the players federated against me, and it did not end well. So yeah, we're going to try and pick our nation, who we want to play for the multiplayer. So we're going to go over some pros and cons of different races, different civics, etc. And yeah, we'll have a look at some of my saved races and see if any of them will work, or whether we should just build a custom one for that game. Okay, so let's have a look at what we already have. We just go to new game. Okay, now we'll start at the team that I played with the first time and got defeated. Now, in the multiplayer, I first tried playing this team. That was when there was a bunch of AI, but the game was a bit slow, so we ended up redoing it, and having so instead of, I'll go into this team, and I changed the origin on the rehost. Now, this is a hegemony. The Trade Federation is part of a hegemony, spawns 2 next to it. In the other game, I wasn't able to box in my hegemony, and I wasn't able to conquer them in time, as I had a war with a driven exterminator that waged for quite long. I ended up beating the the AI that I was at war with, and growing and getting myself in a good position, but it took a bit long and we ended up rehosting. So I changed the loadout from hegemony, which is a decent start. It's quite a powerful start. You start with 2 allies. A bunch of strategies involve kicking one or both of the other members out after you've boxed them in, which I tried to do. I tried to kick one and then eating them, declaring war and just eating their territory. That's what I tried and failed to do in the game before. So when we rehosted, I thought I would be just a Megacorp standard tall play style and go Shattered Ring. I thought this way I'll be able to kind of be relatively peaceful, help the galactic community, etc. That did not go as planned. I got in a very early war and soundly defeated because I playing defenses mainly against going up against a 1v1, but then when it was a 2v1, I had one of my fleets went north while my defenses I thought would hold, and they did not. So I wasn't able to defend the way I would have normally, and yeah, it kind of tripped me up a bit. And the Shattered Ring and the Megacorp, I don't feel like it's aggressive enough for the kind of game I might be thrown into, as I experienced in our last game. Now, it's not a bad start though. The Shadow Ring Megacorp, as well as the Hegemony Megacorp. Problem with the Hegemony is you don't know if the AI is actually going to back you up. I'll have control of the Federation fleet, so it won't be too bad. But yeah, so I'm not going to play these. So there's a bunch of other nice nice starts for the multiplayer game. This multiplayer group has no rules of starts. I could play any origin, including Scion, Doomsday if I felt game. I could play Shattered Ring, Scion, Hegemony, all that kind of jazz. So, really, the choice is up to us now. Alright, let's have a look at some of the other nations I have. So one idea is go the Scion route. Hopefully we get the fleet at the beginning, the 7k fleet. That will give us a really nice boost. My Scion faction that I created is the Hut Syndicate for fun. And yeah, it's actually a criminal syndicate. So not only is it relatively protected at decent start because it's a Scion, I also get to really troll around. Now, the ethics I'll probably change that a bit. Talented. Oh yeah, I'll definitely. I'm going to just change that now. I don't like the talented being in there. What a wasted civic. Could go for a bit more tech. Very strong is. It's not the best. I actually don't really want it. I'll add strong instead. They are going to be rapid breeders. And my extra... Yeah, there we go. There's some nice traits for them in general. Rapid breeders, I'll probably take rapid breeders off just for my default, as you know they're meant to be the huts, and you don't think rapid breeders when you think of huts. Could go for longevity. Intelligent, definitely. The huts are very intelligent. Thrifty. Yeah, we'll go with thrifty. Why not? All right. So, it's not a bad start. The ethics. In the multiplayer game, we would switch thrifty out for rapid breeders. But, government and ethics, now they are fanatic militarists, shipwreck fire, cheap claims, that's pretty good for what we're doing. Authoritarian, yeah, we want to be able to enslave. And yeah, alright, so criminal heritage we have. Why not? We can force them to accept our... And indentured assets is pretty decent. So our picks there are nice for a criminal. Yeah, so that's one option. Go the criminal route. Now, be the gold. We're doing that in one of our games right now. They have a pretty good start. Let's click through. Nope. I wanted to just click through the species. We have the Gold Empire. Warrior culture. I might change that up. Let's see. Traits we got. So traits of my species make rapid breeders, intelligent, natural engineers, quarrelsome. It's not. There's a better debuff. Could always go with slow learners. Pop housing, deviant. Yeah, so it's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. We can make that up with some buildings. But yeah, and we can take that off relatively quick in research. So, our origin, as you can start to see here, with a syncretic species. Now, so it's syncretic evolution. We have the Jafar as our species that we're under. And the Jafar are our servants. They are happy. They generate more resources for us. They are very strong. They are slow breeders. And they are unruly. Industrious, so they give us a lot more minerals. So yeah, that's our little Jafar there. Our government and ethics. Warrior culture. Well, I could change that up. Diplomatic corps might make sense for them, even though, because they were always infiltrating the enemy. Feudal society does make sense, although we don't want subjects, so it's not as important for us. Slavers guilds might be better though. We might do that. Considering the playstyle we usually will be doing. Warrior culture is good because we can produce unity and we can produce naval capacity through the entertainment, but yeah. I think slaver guilds will be better. So yeah, that is the world. That is an option. Okay. Yes. Nope. I will save the changes we just made. Let's go back. Who else? The League of Belter Systems is quite fun. They are void dwellers, upper breeders, industrious, fanatic, egalitarian, and militarists. The problem is I haven't really played them, so I'm not that confident with them at the moment. We could have a quick run later if that's the route we should take. Alright, so we have the New Republic. They are quarrelsome, fanatic purifiers, pacifists. So the Empire have a similar build to the World, as in the actual civics. The difference is they start on a relic world, which can be changed to, with a bit of research, to a city world, which is why they start there. Okay, now we have more the warlike species, so we do these species and we're in war from the beginning. We're pretty much going out there to just wreck stuff. No need for diplomacy. We're driven exterminators. We'll go into this build. So, our traits: logic engineers, mass produced, high bandwidth. That for our negative, it's pretty simple. Is that we could add some things like bulky and add that might be good actually. And we'll add some emotion emulators for the Cylons. Well, the skin jobs, I guess. Would be how we would justify that. We start on a ring world because why not? It's a nice start. Government and ethics, driven exterminators, and introspective. We are going heavy on research. But we could go rapid replicators and boost the replication even more, which isn't the worst option, you know what I mean? Really start pumping out those bots. Origin, as you can see here, we're obviously ring world origin. So yep, just because of the changes to the traits we made. Alright, we'll go back and have a look. We could be the Geth. These are less warlike. Introspective again, rapid replicators, mass produced, logic engineers, high bandwidth. So we're just going for number here, and we can do diplomacy if needed. But yeah, so in this build we are rushing tech. Well, we do our best to rush tech. And again, I could add some other things if needed. Let me know. I'll be posting this to YouTube as well. If you're seeing this on YouTube, let me know in the comments. What do you think? So the game will start tomorrow at 9 AM East Australian Sydney time. Not sure exactly which time zone that is. And I'm too lazy to Google. I'll figure it out. Okay, these are some that a friend created, but we'll skip over that. We could go Devouring Swarm and just really annoy them. I would change a lot of this. But yeah, it is an option. I would obviously have some... Yeah, something slightly different there, but pretty similar, I guess. And yeah, we would write that would be an expansion orientated game. We would just declare war on everyone. When we see them, we'll just rush the galaxy. That'll be the plan. Nice quick game. Okay, we have Spiritualists, we have Exalted Priesthood, Diplomatic Corps, Core, Fanatic Spiritualists, Authoritarian. Yeah, in this build we're rushing Unity a bit. We have some really nice situations to do, missions via the Shoulders of Giants origin. Yeah. Yeah, it can go Barbaric Despoilers, Ironborn Raiders. Here we have an interesting build. This is again very expansionist. The Krogan clan united. Start on a tomb world, so they get really good habitability, and we've boosted it with adaptive. They're rapid breeders, quarrelsome, and strong. And they're xenophobe, so they get an added 10% to pop growth. Yeah, we could look at changing. Look at those ethics. Instead of nationalist seal, we could look at changing that out for, let's see, instead of nationalist seal, could look at changing that out. Distinguished Admiralty, boost the ship fire. But yeah, intergalactic banking clan. If we did want to do Megacorp, they have a Mechanist start. And yeah, they are thrifty. They're fleeting, they die pretty quickly, but as a negative, it's not the worst. Traits. We would probably take off natural sociologists and add in maybe rapid breeders and change these up a bit. Love to know what you guys think. I don't know much about the intergalactic banking clan from Star Wars, so if you have any other ideas for the actual traits to make it more like them in the comments, let me know. Okay. Origin. Now, the Mechanist, which makes a lot of sense in my random idea of who they are in sci-fi, but for a multiplayer game, I'd probably still like, I don't know, the Prosperous Unification's okay as well. So Shattered Ring, could always go Scion. So we can change them up a bit if you think we should go a Megacorp. Now we're looking at the Hive. As I only got the I only got Lithoids and the Plantoid DLCs recently, so I haven't made as many factions with those DLCs yet. There's a few above this, so we'll just have a look at the Wraith. Now with the Wraith, they start on a Relic World, Strength of Legion, and yeah, so they're not too bad here. The traits: hive-minded, intelligent, enduring, rapid breeders. So yeah, they're it's a pretty good pick for a hive. And yes, they can do diplomacy, all that kind of jazz. Use of trading the market. We have a technocracy we can do. You can change their traits around and their start. I'm happy to do a ring world with them, or I could stick with Tomb World. The Survivor, Rapid Breeder, extremely adaptive, and just have them kind of expand out. But yeah. We have the Groot entity, which we're doing the streams of lately. Strength of Legion, Empath for the envoys. Extremely adaptive, rapid breeders. Now we have some of these lithoids that I've just been mucking around with. Now, this is interesting. I haven't really played them, but I would give them a shot if you think they're worth it. I'm happy to change out their traits, etc. Like at the moment, it's a Megacorp public relations specialist for the added envoys and diplomatic. Wait, more than happy to change that. See, one thing I noticed with those multiplayer games, is they don't like having that many AI, which means Megacorps are a bit harder, as you're less likely to get all the commercial packs because they're players. So envoys are not as useful, I'm finding, unless you can federate up. Then envoys are really nice to get the federation levels up. Now, free traders, authoritarian, fanatic, xenophobe to get that pop growth, And yeah, so we could change some of this out. Yeah, so let me know what you think. And if you have any ideas how to make this trading consortium even better. So the Watchers. Now they're another hive mind I've made. They are a lithoid. I do quite like this build. Start on Tomb World. They have, again, empathy. I can change that out for something else. They have the one mind, which is interesting because it means all their leaders are less likely to gain the negative traits. And they get 15% buff to unity. Now, trait-wise, we're looking at hive-minded survivor, so leader lifespan plus habitability on worlds. They're intelligent. Their leader lifespans are buffed as well, so I'm really trying to take advantage of them being lithoid, having a greater lifespan anyway, as well as the one mind. Less likely to have negative traits. So yeah, this is yeah, happy to change it out. Let me know what you think of this build for the multiplayer tomorrow. And yeah, we have I think the other one of note is these guys. They're just standard lithoid, calamitous burst start, which is nice for the lithoids. We have industrious, so they get more materials. They're intelligent, unruly as it's Empire Sprawl. We can counter that pretty easy. They have distinguished admiralty, so their ship rate fire goes up. If this multiplies anything like last game, it's just pretty early wars and big, so anything that busts the military is pretty good for that. So that's kind of a short list of factions, pros and cons for the multiplayer. Now, I'm happy to test some of these out. I'm happy to look at some of the saves or continue with the either Groot or Grold campaign, or we can start a more synthetic campaign. Look at trying out driven exterminators for the multiplayer and start a campaign of that. Look at Geth Collective, same deal. Let me know what you would like to see. And yeah, the multiplayer should be good tomorrow. Just trying to think of what we should play, pretty much. So yes, we will do some of our campaign, whether it's starting a new one with someone else or continuing the Grold, which are these amazing guys in their campaign to control the stars, or continue as our mighty Groot hive mind. So yeah, how far in are we? So yeah, we're further in the Grold game. We're a lot stronger in the Grold game because we got really lucky with the start. And that's some luck we're probably not going to get in a multiplayer, unfortunately. Yes, we can launch up this game and do a bit more of our hive mind shenanigans.